It's him.
You would tell me the names of the bombers.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Yes, I do. Do you?
The movie begins in London, England. A Vietnam War veteran named Quan Ngoc Minh picks up his daughter, Fan, from school. They drive to a dress shop in Knightsbridge town. As Quan tries to park, a motorcyclist parks between the dress shop and a nearby bank. Quan accidentally hits another car, leading to an argument with the other driver. Suddenly, the bomb on the motorcycle detonates, destroying the bank and the dress shop.
You stupid!
Quan is thrown to the ground and injured. Tragically, his daughter Fan and 11 others die, and 36 people are injured. Following the attack, a news station receives a call from a group called the Authentic IRA, claiming responsibility for the bombing and warning of future attacks. Shocked, the news station's boss instructs his team to investigate the recent attack and see if other groups are involved. Later, a journalist named Ian Wood visits the bombing site to take photographs. He witnesses Quan holding his daughter's lifeless body, devastated. Meanwhile, 3 authentic IRA members watch the news from their hideout. One suggests they move, fearing the police will search for every Irishman in the city, but the leader decides it's safer to stay put to avoid capture.
This place is safe, so long as we stay put.
The scene shifts to Belfast, Northern Ireland, where Irish Deputy Minister Liam Hennessy is in bed with his mistress, Maggie Dunn. He gets a call from his wife Mary, who informs him about the bombing, and is upset he didn't come home the previous night. Hennessy then speaks with British politician Catherine Davies about the attack. He tells her he can't comment until the real culprits are caught. Revealing their history of bad blood, Hennessy tells Davies that if she wants his help identifying the bombers, she must grant a royal pardon to some former IRA members. It becomes clear that Hennessy was once a leader of the real IRA. Later, he meets with other Irish politicians and ex-IRA friends to discuss finding the bombers and tracking down explosives. The group calling themselves Authentic IRA is not associated with the real IRA, including Hennessy. This radical group operates undercover, killing innocent people, and Hennessy is concerned they are using the IRA name to carry out terrorist attacks. Meanwhile, Quan is heartbroken over his daughter's death. He goes through her room, tearfully observing her unmade bed. 2 detectives visit him at his apartment above his restaurant. He asks if they will catch the bombers, and they assure him they will.
These bombers, will you catch them?
Yes.
Will they get punished?
Yes, they certainly will.
The scene shifts to the Counter-Terrorism Command Unit in London, where staff review CCTV footage of the bombing. Scotland Yard's Commander Bromley receives a call from the reception, informing him that an old Asian man has been visiting the unit for the past 5 days. When Quan finally meets Bromley, he tries to offer all his money for information about the bombers. Bromley refuses, saying they lack the necessary details at the moment. During the meeting, it's revealed that Quan lost 2 other daughters to Thai pirates who attacked their ship while en route to a refugee camp in Singapore. He also lost his wife during the birth of their youngest daughter, Fan. Later, Lam, a friend of Quan's, visits him and tries to lift his spirits. She cleans the apartment and encourages him to let go of the past. Despite her pleas, Quan is determined to avenge his daughter's death. He even hands over the restaurant business he had been running with his daughter, Fan. The next scene shows Quan traveling to Belfast to meet Hennessy. Hennessy's secretary initially turns him away, but after security finds a Swiss Army knife on him, they decide to hear him out.
Go now, before we make you.
No, I'm waiting.
Quan is led to Hennessy's office, where he confronts him about his past as an IRA leader. He shows a newspaper article where Hennessy expressed pride in his IRA connections. Despite Quan's pleas to find the bombers, Hennessy denies any knowledge of them or their identities. After leaving the office, Quan goes to a nearby bathroom and makes a makeshift bomb using matches, cigarettes, and soda bottles. The explosion rattles everyone on the floor, but luckily no one is injured. He then calls Hennessy and demands the bombers' names again. Hennessy continues to insist he doesn't know who they are. After the confrontation, former IRA leader Liam Hennessy contacts his nephew, Sean Morrison, in New York and asks him to come to London to help identify the bombers. Sean, an experienced ranger skilled in finding people, agrees. Later, 4 of Hennessy's IRA associates break into Quan's rented apartment and attack him. An expert fighter, Quan manages to fend them off and escape. Following the incident, Hennessy scolds his men for being overpowered by an older Asian man. Quan then starts monitoring Hennessy, taking photos of him kissing his mistress, Maggie, in a restaurant. He sends one of the photos to Hennessy, warning that his entire career could be spoiled if the photo is leaked. Realizing the seriousness of the threat, Hennessy rushes home and tells his wife, Mary, to pack as they will be moving to their country home for a few days. Upon arrival, it's revealed that Quan is already there, setting up explosives and a place to monitor Hennessy's every move. That night, he detonates a bomb at a stable near the country home. Shortly after, Mary discovers her husband's affair and decides to go to London to stay with her daughter. While alone, Sean Morrison visits Mary. It becomes clear that Mary is trying to seduce him. Eventually, Sean gives in, and they have intimate sex. Their encounter is interrupted by a call from Bromley, the Scottish detective. It turns out that Morrison and Bromley are former colleagues from the British Army. The detective proposes a deal involving Hennessy and the search for the bombers, and asks Morrison to meet later that afternoon. During their conversation, Mary confides in Morrison about her resentment towards her husband. She revealed that 6 years ago, her brother was killed, and despite knowing the killer's identities, Hennessy chose not to seek revenge. Meanwhile, Quan triggers another explosion outside Hennessy's country house, causing Hennessy's men to pursue him through the woods. Quan outsmarts them with traps, but one of the men shoots him in the shoulder, forcing him to retreat and hide behind a tree. Quan later uses a hot knife to cauterize the wound, causing him to lose consciousness from the pain. During this time, he has a flashback to when Thai pirates attacked his family's boat as they were fleeing Vietnam for a refugee camp in Singapore. Quan fought back, but tragically, his young daughters were kidnapped, raped, and murdered, while he and his wife were shot and injured. The scene shifts to Hennessy's mistress, Maggie, in London. She joins the man who bombed Knightsbridge on his motorcycle. Shockingly, it turns out that she is a member of the authentic IRA, gathering intel about the locations of high-profile political figures through Hennessy. Hennessy is unaware of her true identity. Together with the motorcycle bomber, they cause an explosion on a double-decker bus on a bridge, resulting in the deaths of some civilians. Following the bus bombing, Hennessy meets with his accomplice, Hugh McGrath. Frustrated, he demands to know who is behind all the bombings. McGrath reveals that Hennessy's initial plan to target a few financial sites for political leverage wasn't impactful enough, so a more radical group escalated the plan for real change. In a fit of rage, Hennessy shoots McGrath in the leg to make him talk more. With no other option, McGrath eventually confesses that Hennessy's mistress, Maggie Dunn, is also working for the authentic IRA group.
Maggie Dunn? Aye.
Additionally, Hennessy learns that his wife, Mary, assisted in the bombing as revenge for her husband's failure to avenge her brother's death. Enraged by these revelations, Hennessy kills McGrath in cold blood. Meanwhile, Morrison lures Quan to a bus shelter in the woods, but Quan surprises him with an ambush. They engage in a fierce fight until Quan gains the upper hand, holding a deadly stick to Morrison's throat. Quan then ties him up, and Morrison eventually gives him the names of all 5 bombers, including the one responsible for killing Fan, Patrick O'Reilly. He also reveals that O'Reilly has a distinctive burn mark on his hand. It is also revealed that O'Reilly is responsible for a bomb that killed Morrison's own family. That night, Maggie seduces journalist Ian Wood at a pub, and they eventually sleep together. It is revealed that Ian is scheduled to be on a flight with VIPs. The next morning, while Ian is in the bathroom, Maggie replaces his laptop batteries with a bomb. After extensive investigation, Quan discovers the bomber's hideout and pretends to be a gas technician to gain entry. He confronts all 5 bombers and engages in an intense fight. During the chaos, he shoots 2 bombers and kills another by smashing a TV on him. Maggie, there to report on her assignment, gets wounded in the shoulder. Quan then faces O'Reilly and ultimately strangles him with a curtain. As Quan leaves, the police storm the room and question Maggie about the location of the 3rd bomb. Defiant, Maggie mocks the police, but they resort to torturing her with electrical jabs to get information. Realizing Ian unknowingly carries a bomb in his laptop, the police locate him at the airport. They quickly confiscate the laptop and throw it down a jetway, causing it to explode without injuring any civilians. The police then receive orders to eliminate loose ends, and they kill Maggie. Meanwhile, Hennessy is furious about his wife's betrayal. Morrison then reports to him, mentioning that Quan let him go. Hennessy reveals that he knows about Morrison's affair with his wife. He orders his nephew to return to New York, but first tasks him with executing Mary as revenge for her actions and Morrison's betrayal. Morrison visits Mary at her daughter's place and coldly shoots her dead. Elsewhere, Hennessy receives a call from his politician friend Davies, who was supposed to be on the flight targeted by Maggie. Davies thanks him for potentially saving her life, but then reveals a bombshell. Bromley has evidence of Hennessy's affair with Maggie. Davies asserts control over Hennessy, leveraging the compromising information. She tells him he is now under British government control.
I've spoken to the PM. He's agreed to keep you in office for now. I'm issuing pardons for 5 on the runs. One is your cousin, but make no mistake, Deputy First Minister, you are ours now.
Shortly after, Quan confronts Hennessy with a photo of him and Maggie at the restaurant. He reminds Hennessy that the picture could be damning evidence of his involvement in the terrorist attacks. Hennessy expresses regret, claiming he never intended to harm Quan's daughter or other victims. Seeking justice, Quan forces Hennessy to upload the picture online, making it go viral. The scene shifts to Quan returning to his restaurant, under surveillance by an agent following Bromley's orders. When asked if they should intervene, Bromley decides to leave Quan alone. Later, Lam finds Quan and warmly embraces him with hugs and kisses, possibly starting a new life together.